Today we're going to do a recipe with a traditional southern staple, collard greens or mixed greens. But today we're going to kick it up and we're going to make my kickin' collard greens with bacon. So we'll see you in a few. Hello folks, today's video is going to be a little on the quick side because I've taken and done some of the prep work in advance. As you can tell in the back here, I've got about 6 to 8 pieces of bacon, thick sliced bacon on moderate heat, trying to crisp up. I've got most of my collards broken down over here. Let me show you how to do that, just in case you haven't. This is a collard green. You can use collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, or a mixture of all of the above. And just peel off the stem, off of the hard stem part, and put the leaves in a big pot so that you can wash it. So here's our collard green. Just bend it over like that and just peel it just like this. That gets out that hard fibrous stem and leaves us with the lovely leaf. I'm going to finish up the rest of these and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I washed and rinsed all of our collard greens about 3 times because they like to live in the sand and I don't want sand in my food. So I wash them about 3 times, rinse them off, and then we're going to take a knife and just cut them into like 1/2-inch strips. Roll up a bunch of them and cut them into 1/2-inch strips, just like that. I'm going to take them and we're going to put them in the slow cooker. So let me get a batch in time. Here's a bunch of leaves, just like this. Lay them together, roll them up a bit, take your knife and cut them into like 1/2-inch strips. If you want to cut it in quarters or halves again, go right ahead. There, I'll cut it. Look, see, I cut that one in half again. And then just put this in the slow cooker for now. I'm going to do the rest of these greens. I'm going to dice up one whole bunch, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 scallions. Get them ready. I'm going to dice up a whole onion and a couple of cloves of garlic. And then we're going to start getting into the secret ingredients here. So let me get this all prepped because, like I said, I don't want this to be a long video. It's only a side dish, but it's a fabulous one. Everybody loves it. And we'll be right back. Our bacon is coming out beautifully. I want it nice and crisp. I don't want any rubbery ends because when you put this in a dish, it's going to lose its texture relatively quickly over time. So I want that bacon really nice and crisp. Not burnt, but nice and crisp. Just like it's going. Once our bacon is all nice and crisp, and I mean all the way out to the ends, I don't want any rubbery ends here. That's not very good. We're going to take it off the heat, just like this. We'll put it in this other pan for now. Because what we want here, at this point, is this lovely bacon fat. And into that bacon fat is going to go our one bunch of scallions and our garlic and our onion that we diced up. The bacon is going to be the last thing you put on top of this dish, along with maybe 6 more scallions right before you're ready to serve it. So the bacon, we're going to get all the bacon flavor out of that bacon fat. Okay, beautiful. This is on like medium heat. I'm going to take a couple of cloves of garlic, maybe about 4 or 5, smush them, because we got garlic coming from someplace else. Another secret ingredient. And I'm just going to run a quick chop through these. Don't want the garlic to burn, so you don't want to put it in too soon. Just like that. And there's the garlic. I've got 3 hot chilies that I took from the garden just today. This is a these 2 are serranos, a green and a red, and this one is a bird's eye chili. And we're going to take those. I'm going to cut the stems off and then just put a nice little slice on the chilies themselves. This is going to add such a nice heat to these greens that people are going to say, "Oh, wow, I haven't had greens like this." So there's our chilies, in they can go. Seeds and all, I want the heat. This is a ham hock, a smoked ham hock. We're going to put that in there to play around for a little while until we get ready to put it in the smoker, in the crock pot. Secret ingredient number 2. These are olives stuffed with garlic in their own brine. And I'm going to take them and I'm going to mince them up a little bit. Again, not another ingredient that normally is found in greens, but it gives such a light, beautiful brininess and a brightness that I just love it. And I'm just going to dice them up a little bit. Just like that. Okay, our onions are starting to caramelize just a little bit on the outside. That's good. We can introduce these and some of the liquids. Let me just clean up a little bit because I'm getting ready. Those were all vegetables, so I could use the same board. I'm getting ready to work on some other stuff. Let me just clean up and we'll be right back. Our onions have been going for long enough. They look absolutely beautiful. They're starting to get a little brown on the edges, but not too bad. I'm going to get you in here so you can see what they look like. We want them wilted. We don't want them burnt. Look, just like that. See how beautiful? That's where you want them to look. So now that they're ready, the bacon is over here. Here's our chopped scallions for later. I'm going to introduce the juice from the olives into here. I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, black pepper. Now remember, this is the flavor base for about 8 cups of greens. This is almost full of greens here. Half teaspoon of kosher salt. And 1 tablespoon of plain old white sugar. The next thing you want to introduce is about 4 or 5 shakes of your favorite hot sauce. I happen to like Frank's. And 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red chili flakes. Beautiful. Let's stir this around. Let all those flavors mix together. And we're going to taste it before we put it in with our greens and adjust the seasoning accordingly. Make sure you mix this all up. You don't want to get a snoot full of those hot peppers right off the bat. That would definitely give you the wrong signal. As to whether or not this was hot enough. Okay, there. It's all pretty well mixed in. I'm going to let it go for a minute, and then I'm going to taste it, and we'll see what comes up with it. We'll be right back. Okay, those greens have been going for a couple of minutes with all the seasonings in it. I'm just going to take a little spoon here, random sampling. See how that is. First thing you get is the kick of the vinegar. Then there's this sweet, salty briny from the olives. And now you're starting to get some of the heat. And it's coming from different places. We have a winner. I'm going to take all that. Here, I'm going to bring it up here so you can see. We're going to take our ham hock and all of this goodness, all these seasonings, onions, all those hot peppers, and put them in there. And we're going to put in about 2 cups, whatever chicken stock you have. If you want to make your own, go ahead. Yeah, that's about 1/4 of the way up. It's about right to there. And we're going to, the next thing I'm going to add in is 4 tablespoons of butter. Lock this thing down, put it in the slow cooker, leave it there as long as you want. I've left it as long as 8 hours on low, and it does fabulous. The longer it sits, the more the flavors come together. So I'm going to stick this in the slow cooker, probably today on high for about 4 hours. So we'll see you back in about 4 hours. Our slow cooker's all locked down. It's getting ready for a nice nap for about 4 hours in all those lovely seasonings. You're going to know it's ready and the greens, when the greens are very tender and they're not bright green. They're actually a very dark green. And like I said, for plating, we're going to add this bacon right before the end and these scallions tops, and it's going to be absolutely divine. So we'll see you in about 4 hours. Okay folks, 4 hours has gone away. Our collard greens are done. They're absolutely delicious. I topped them off with those bacon bits, those fresh bacon bits, and beautiful scallion tops. And this is what's called, see this in the bottom? It's considered the liquor of the collard greens. See that sauce? That's made from that chicken stock and all those seasonings. Make sure you get some of that when you plate this up, because it's a prized thing. And now we're just going to give it a hit, see what it is. The greens just melt in your mouth. You get that hit from the bacon, nice little saltiness from the those olives that nobody will know are in there. It's just delicious. There's a bright brininess to it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Please come back. Maybe you learned something. Bye-bye.